Hello, everybody. I want to thank all of you for your wonderful wishes on our new Simcha. Thank you all so much for your friendship and your kindness, and we look forward to sharing our Simcha with all of you in the near future. I hope that all of you are warm on this frigid weekend, and I want to share with you an inspiring and warm Dvar Torah. So this week's Torah portion, Parashat Shmos, deals with the saga of the Jewish people's slavery in Egypt. We know that Klal Yisrael were slaves in Egypt for 210 years. So why did this have to happen? We have a Jewish saying, Gam Zulu Tova, even this will lead to a good thing. What was the reason for Klal Yisrael's experience in being slaves in Egypt? In fact, Hashem told Avram many years earlier that they will eventually become slaves in Egypt. Why was it necessary? So I saw a very profound idea from Rabbi Shem Rav Hirsch that I want to share with you. We know that there was tremendous rivalry between the Shvatim, the brothers. There's rivalry between Yosef and his other brothers. And as we've seen, the rivalry between brothers in the past caused a break in the family. The rivalry between Yitzi and Ishmael lead to Ishmael breaking off and starting a new branch. And today, Ishmael, who is the progenitor of the Muslim nation, is an entirely different branch. The rivalry between Yaakov and Esav was manifest in an entirely different branch. Esav didn't stay in the Jewish family. Esav eventually broke off and became the progenitor of Edom, who was the Roman people. So we found that this rivalry between brothers eventually caused a schism that eventually disrupted the family structure. It was very likely that the rivalry between Yosef and his brothers could have been manifest, and eventually Yosef or the brothers breaking off and not becoming part of the Jewish people. It was very likely that they could have ruptured the Jewish future. So Rabbi Hirsch says that the experience in Mitzrayim disrupted that. And having the shared experience of being slaves, as hard as it was, as terrible as it was, but it forged them together in unity. Having the shared experience of suffering brought them together. They had to support each other. They had to be there for each other. That strengthened that bond. That's why it's called the Kur HaBarza, the iron crucible. Mitzrayim is called the Kur HaBarza, the iron crucible. The crucible is basically a large vessel that takes separate pieces of metal and molds them together into one molten metal. Eventually becomes one piece of metal. Now that's what happens with Mitzrayim. It brought us all together. This is one perspective as to why the suffering in Mitzrayim was necessary. As hard as it was, as terrible as it was, it would have been worse, perhaps, to have lost a shevet, a tribe forever. This is a reframe that we can have for today. We all have. Unfortunately, there's so much suffering in the world, in the broader world, in our local community. There's so much sadness and pain. We know Gam Zutov, everything leads to a good thing. It's not always easy to know how this particular tragedy, any particular tragedy, can lead to a good thing. But that's our belief, that's our faith and optimism, that even this will lead to a good thing. I once saw a beautiful quote from Golda Meir. She said that Jews don't have the luxury of being pessimistic. We have to be optimistic. We have no choice of being optimistic, but realizing that even tragedy can lead to a good thing. And this is one frame that we can reframe that we can take from this week's parasha. That the tragedy, just as the tragedy of Egypt led to a wonderful redemption afterwards, and it led to us becoming Klal Yisrael. Similarly, every tragedy that we experience will somehow lead to a good thing. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and I look forward to spending time with all of you. All the best.